Okay, this is being recorded. I'm going to exit play entry time. Okay, so my name is Dana Tracy, and I'm a senior director out of Kansas City, and I'm here with my besties, Ashley Coleman, Annette DeSanto, and Kristen Margison, as you can probably see them at the top here. And we are so excited to combine all four of our teams and provide a live training once a month. So it's the first Tuesday of every month. It will always be recorded. I may make us even a fun YouTube channel for the four of us, so that's where you all will be able to find our videos. So that's kind of exciting. And we are just excited to share some tips and tricks for your 31 businesses. So the call is going to be a little bit different than probably normal, because tonight we're kind of give our intros. We're going to let you all know who we are and kind of how we are all connected. We're not all part of the same downline, just to kind of give you feedback on that. And we met through a retreat. So that's how we are the besties. We kind of came up with the name, which is For Women on a Relation Trip. And it kind of actually came from an idea that my sermon at church was about a relation trip. And so what it says is, life is often described as a journey, and the truth is we're not wired to travel alone. We're created for and need relationships to thrive, but it's easy to focus on the potholes along the way. So for instance, no bookings, right? So during this series of calls that we're doing, we're hoping we will explore the routes that ensure smoother travels with those who we care about and who care about us. And so I'm just super excited, because I've been trying to talk the three of them into doing this training with me for a while. They know I love videos, and they're not as big on videos, but my team knows. For all of my amazing sparkling stars out there, y'all know I love videos. So I'm excited for you all to meet Annette, Kristen, and Ashley. And we all have such unique ideas, and it's going to be helpful for every single person, I promise. So basically, that's just kind of the welcome. So this first call, we're going to give our intros, and then we're going to share booking tips, because I'm going to tell you why we need bookings here in a little bit. So who wants to start? Does Kristen want to go next? I'll put you on spotlight.
Yes, Kristen, go.
Yay! Sorry, I had to mute because my dogs were terribly annoying. Hi, guys. My name is Kristen Margison, for those of you who don't know me. I have been with 31 for 7 years. I just celebrated my 7th anniversary. And I live in Fort Worth, Texas. I have 3 daughters, 15, 12, and 8. And I have a love of my life husband who travels all the time and is never home. So that's me in a nutshell.
Thanks, Kristen. Ashley, you want to go next? You got to unmute yourself. Oh, did you mute? Hold on. I'm trying to spotlight you. There you are.
Hi, I'm Ashley Coleman, and I live in Indiana, and I've been with the company 5.5 years. I joined in October of 2010, and I am an executive director by title. And I've also have 3 daughters, 8, 5, and 2 that I homeschool. And
There's one right there.
there's Sarah right there. I only told my husband 3 times that I had this call at 9 o'clock, so I need him to come home. But him and Lily are out in the barn tying goats. So they will probably come in, hopefully, and not be too disruptive. But yeah, that's a little bit about me.
Thanks, Ash. Annette DeSanto. Whoop, whoop.
Whoop, whoop. Hey, I'm Annette DeSanto. Yeah, my hair is crazy. Every video I ever have. So, but whatever. I am a senior director. I'm in Newport Richey, Florida. I am married. I have 3 adult children. One still lives at home, and in fact, one is visiting right now, so that's exciting. And my daughter lives about an hour from me. So son lives about almost 2 hours away. The other one stays home, and the other one is about an hour away from me. But different season of life, because I am almost empty nester. So everyone has a different journey, and that's my journey. So I guess is that all you need to know?
Yeah, you guys can talk about more. I mean, you're going to get plenty of time to talk about that. So, okay, so then back to me. I said I'm from Kansas City. I guess I didn't share anything else. I've been with 31 almost 6 years. I have a husband named Mike, and he's in the next room on the phone, and we have our own woodworking business, so that's what we do on the side. I have a stepson who will be 20 in July, but he does not live with us. So I guess you would call us empty nesters, but we're really not because he never really lived with us permanently. He always came on the weekends and holidays and things. My child is my dog, and she's over here. So if you hear a dog whining in a little bit, Miss Bella had to go run outside right before this call because she always knows when the call comes that, you know. Anyways, okay, so we're just super excited for you guys to kind of get to know us and get ideas from us. Like I said, we're all uniquely different, and just a background about the four of us. I said three plus me, 4. Okay, guys, help me remember. We met 5 years ago.
Yeah, probably
5. Okay, so, and I think what we want our teams to know, and I think the girls would agree with me, is that we don't all come from the same area. I'm in Missouri. Kristen's in Texas, Annette's in Florida, and Ashley's in Indiana. But we met at a retreat, and we have become the best of friends. In fact, we have a group on Facebook for just the 4 of us called the Besties Group because we're the best roommates in the whole wide world. And we just really get along with one another. And I miss these girls when I don't get to see them at conference and retreats and things. But we are just super excited to combine forces. This is a journey that we're all on together. And I know that the 3 of them will chime in that I can say that 31 is not always easy. It's bumpy roads. But the great thing is that with the 4 of us holding each other accountable and being mentors and being friends before anything else, like I don't want to ever not have them in my life anymore. They're my friends. And so that I think is super important to be with 31 is if you can find somebody, and you may not have met anyone yet, but that's totally fine. Maybe that's what this call will do, because you guys can continue to use the chat box as we are talking. So, but let's get down to the nitty gritty because y'all want to get bookings, right? I do this on my team call, so maybe we'll just do this tonight because it's part of 31. So we want to know, there are how many of you on here? 22 total, and then the recording is going, so that'll be available later. But we want to know what you're celebrating. I don't care if you got out of your pajamas today. You can type in the chat box something that you're celebrating because we want to know. Because celebrating is a part of 31. Celebrate, encourage, and reward, right?
right.
Mary got her medium utility tote today. Awesome, Miss Mary. I know y'all have something. Like, I am excited. Let's see, what am I celebrating? I have no idea. I am at home. That's what I'm celebrating. Krista, celebrating a team member signing her first recruit tomorrow. And a much better May than my April was. I got a post for have top sales for the past 3 months. Awesome, Michaela. Celebrating a clean house, Kim. Good job. Added my first team member this week. Wrapped up bingo invites and details. See, you guys are celebrating. That is amazing. That is amazing. You guys can keep celebrating because we're going to move on into bookings because we do want to leave plenty of time at the end. Michaela has a party on Friday. Awesome. School's almost over. I'm reading the rest. Celebrating the night. My hub is off tonight. Yay. Woohoo. Okay. So guys, I'm going to kind of give a brief background. You probably all have heard this from the 3 of my friends here and I, but I know like last night I was live on our page about dream reports, but we want to talk about why bookings are so important because I think it's super important. It's now May 3rd, believe it or not, and I really can't believe we're in May. School's going to be ending soon. Summer is starting soon. People are going to be traveling, and the summer months, if we don't prepare for them now, can be challenging, right? We've all been through it. And so we want to go ahead and give you guys ideas tonight on kind of some fresh ideas, new ideas on helping you get bookings, not only if you have no bookings, but if you're at a party, it's obviously much easier to get a booking at a party. So we're going to give you those ideas too. We know that our new catalog for fall will be out August 1st. So guess what that means? There's probably Ready, Set, Sell coming in July, usually the first couple of weeks. So we don't want all of you on this call or watching the recording on July 1st panicking because you have no bookings on your party, right? I don't want to be in that position, and I'm sure none of you do either. We want free products in our hands so that we can work our busiest selling season starting August the 1st. So with bookings, it's really important to book ahead. So we have to book, if you don't have any parties this month, don't feel bad. I had a cancellation for Friday. One party for next Saturday got moved. Like, it happens to us all. But the thing is that there's still plenty of months left to get those bookings on the calendar this month. And then also that medium utility tote, Mary just got hers today. That is going to be an amazing special that our customers, if you've been with 31 a while, they're familiar with that tote and they want to know when it's coming out again. So June should be amazing. Kristen is all excited. So one thing I wanted to share with you, though, if you've not really broken down the Dream Rewards, this is really how easy it is for Dream Rewards. And if you're starting this month, it's very easy to earn at least level 1, even level 2, and you can reach for the stars with level 3. It's doable if you put your mind to it and you just work on getting those bookings. And so that's why we're talking about bookings tonight. So here's the thing. If you hold 2 $500 parties a month, so starting this month, 2 $500 parties. Now that's less than the company average. But if you hold 2 $500 parties a month from this month through September, not only are you going to be making a $250 paycheck a month, but you're also going to earn level 1 of Dream Rewards. So you're going to have that $100 gift card, but you're also going to be, by the end of September, you'll have $1,250 in a paycheck. And that could go towards Christmas or towards hospital bills or kids' dance lessons, soccer practices, whatever. Now, if you hold 4 parties a month, and I'm not saying everything has to be a home party. Of course, I'm a home party girl, so I'm going to try to convince you to have a home party. But you can mix and match catalog, Facebook, home party, whatever, fundraisers, whatever you want to do. But hold 4 $500. So these are less than the company average. 4 $500 parties. In level 2, you're going to have $500 a month in commission, so a $500 a month extra in pay. That's pretty good. And that would pay for my electric bill. If it's really hot this summer, that will be nice to pay for that. And then in total, you'll have $2,500 by the end of September saved up from 31 and a $600 gift card from 31. Now, if you're wanting to go all out on the top level, then you could hold 8 $500 parties. Okay, so 8 hostesses a month. That would get you a $1,300 gift card, and you could use that. I know Sarah today was talking about she doesn't want to do her job anymore, and Martha wants to just propel herself to the next level. But that would give you cash for Christmas. You could use that towards a trip to Disney or whatever you want. But the great thing is that even though that's that $1,300 gift card, you girls could earn $1,000 extra a month in pay. And so I want to make sure that sinks in, and that's what 8 $500 parties a month could do. So that's $5,000 by the end of September could be in your hands and in your family's hands if you did 8 parties a month. So it's really up to you. Like, I had somebody who's thinking about joining my team last night talking to me about what the monthly average for a pay is, but that's up to you guys, because we also know you add team members to your team, guess what? You get 500 points for every qualified consultant that you add to your team. So there's other ways to earn the points. But this is why bookings are so important. Not only is it going to help you earn Dream Rewards, but it's also going to help you fill those the calendar this month. And then we all want you to have those free products in your hands to go into fall, because I am pretty positive fall is going to be pretty incredible. I have not seen any sneak peeks. I have no idea, but I'm just saying. Right, girls? Okay.
We know it.
We know it because we just know it because we feel it in our bones. All right, so now we're going to talk about booking ideas. You know why we need a book? I mean, everybody probably could use an extra. I mean, I don't think there's one person on this call that couldn't use an extra $100, $200, $300, $400, $500 a month in paycheck. And that's what bookings do for us. And so tonight we're going to share some ideas. So, Annette, you're unmuted. Do you want to go first?
Sure, I can go first, but I want you to let me put my lipstick on.
Oh, gosh, she's such a... Make it pretty. Okay, there she is. I'm going to mute myself.
Well, I have pearls on not because this t-shirt, but I was totally undressed already, and I thought, I got to throw clothes back on. I hadn't taken my jewelry off for the day. I had a teacher appreciation all day today. So was that my husband in the background? Oh, jeez. So anyway, I had a teacher appreciation all day today. And so I was busy I had to be there at 8:30 this morning till 2 in the afternoon. That's why I'm tired, because I ran errands and stuff. So anyway, I thought, I got to get all this stuff. And I thought, I should probably get dressed. You people would want to see me dressed, right? I'm glad you started with me, actually, because what I'm going to talk about is what happens before the bookings. I'm going to talk about the goals, because here's the thing. You can just go, oh, I want bookings. But if you don't actually set a goal and figure out what you want, you're not going to get there, because you have no bullseye to go for. So you need to figure out what that means. For me, I told you I'm a different stage of life. I have a goal of 6 to 8 parties a month, and that's home parties. So that's something I want to do. And maybe for you, you have little kids, and so that's going to be different. Maybe you're thinking that I want to do 2 parties a month. I think everybody, if we were honest, everybody should be able to do 1 party at least every single solitary month. There's no reason that you can't do 1 party, because it can be your own party, and we're going to talk about it in a little bit. Kristen's going to talk about that. But seriously, 1 party a month is like the bare minimum that you would want to do. If I told you that I had 5 bookings to give you, but they had to be held this month, I don't think there's anyone, and you can say it on the chat if you would like to. Tell me if you, what are you drinking? I thought it was Jim Beam. I know. Sorry.
You know me drinking my Jim Beam. I've never had Jim Beam in my life. It's pure leaf iced tea.
Sorry, that's funny. Okay, but anyway, if I had 5 bookings and I said, listen, I'm going to give you these bookings and they have to be held this month, there's probably not one person on this call that couldn't fit in 5 parties. You're thinking, man, I'm going to make some money. Now, maybe you couldn't. You'd have to rearrange something or get a sitter, and it's not something that you would do all the time, but pretty much you would probably say, well, I'm pretty sure I could try to squeeze those in. So kind of don't think of like, this is how many parties I could get. I'll say I want a goal of 2 a month, because that's all I think I can get. I want you to dream big, just like we're dreaming big for Start Swell. So that's the first thing that you want to do. And I want you to revisit that every either quarter or every calendar. So for instance, kind of think about what this calendar season is looking like. So we're now still in the summer. The next calendar doesn't start till September. So this is the rest of the summer months, right? And then we've got the fall and the winter months. So maybe reevaluate at that time. Because I don't have kids in baseball, but some kids or some people have kids in baseball, so they can only do maybe 2 parties a month. But then in the fall, they can do 6 or 4 or whatever that means to you. Everyone has a different way of doing their business. Hey, whoever that is. I have no idea who that is. Who? Sorry. Hi. Oh, anyway.
I muted it.
That's
I muted
so funny.
it first. I can't tell. It was an iPhone.
Okay, so anyway, so I have this really cool calendar idea. So once you figure out how many parties that you want to do, you're going to go ahead and see a visual that we just learned about. This is really cool, so I'm still tweaking it. I took a calendar and I cut it because I didn't have what I wanted, but you can use a paper calendar, a dry erase, whatever you want to do. But there's things that we learned. I went to leadership retreat 2 weeks ago now, I guess. And we learned about putting the priorities in. And when you're figuring out what it is that you want, as far as how many parties you want to do and that kind of stuff, break them down. So everyone has what they call glass balls. And what I mean by that is that you have these things, like these relationships, like, you know, your husband in your relationship, your kid in your relationships. And there's things that it's a no-brainer. It's one of those things like, I can't miss little Johnny's basketball games. And they're 3 times a week or once a week or whatever it is. That's your glass ball. You don't want to drop that and break that relationship. Those are the first things that go on your calendar, ladies, because those are the most important thing in life. Because when you get to heaven, they're not going to say, wow, how many parties did you hold, right? It's about the relationships. Now, we still have to have parties because we need money, right? Mm-hmm. So those are the first things you want to put in your calendar. Then what you're going to do is you decide how many parties you're going to do. So I want to do 4 to 6, right? There's another thing that you can do, and that would be your own booking, and that's one of the things Kristen's going to talk about. And I want to do something that's my own kind of party once a month. That can be hostess of the month, party, whatever, that type of thing. So I want one of those a month. And then I have business building type things that I do. So for instance, today's teacher appreciation was a business builder. I gave a big discount and that kind of stuff. So I'm not making as much money. So it technically wasn't a party, but it kind of was, but it was more about the relationships, getting bookings, future business, that type of thing. So I want 2 of those a month. And then I also am a leader, so this may apply to some of you and some of you not, but then there's 1 time a month I want to make sure I'm connecting with my team, either through a Celebrate and Connect, Better Together meeting, or conference or something like that. Does that make sense to everybody? I hope that makes sense to everybody. So I'm going to show you a really cool way to track this, because how many of you, and you can say me on your chat if this applies to you, but how many of you look at your calendar, you're thinking, I have 2 bookings and that's all I want, or I have 4 bookings and that's all I want, and I'm good to go. And then you flip the calendar and all of a sudden you're like, oh crap, June's here and I don't have any bookings for June because I wasn't looking at that part of my calendar. I was looking at only this calendar. It happens to so many of us and we're surprised by it. So this is where that seasonal planning comes in. So I'm going to show you my calendars and I'm going to explain some things. And I'm sorry, but I'm seriously going to have to do paper because my dry erase is making everything fall off. So I'm going to try to show you. Okay. Somewhat. Does everybody see that? Okay, so here's what it is. Down at the bottom are all my little codes. I want 4 to 6 home parties, so that's my pink. I want 1 green for the month because that's my personal party, some kind of hostess of the month, whatever. I want 2 orange, which is my business builders, and then I want 1 blue, which is my team thing, but the yellow are those glass balls. Those are things. Now, I haven't put in my date nights and all that stuff yet, but because I wanted to show you guys this. So today was a teacher appreciation. That was the orange business builder. I already have 4 home parties booked for this month, right? I wanted 4 to 6. So I have 2 more pinks. Now I'm not stressed because I know I have this and I know I have hostess of the month and I know I've got a couple catalog parties. So I'm not super stressed because 4 to 6 and I already have the 4. But I really kind of would like to have my 6. So I have them there. I only have 1 business builder, so I have another orange. So maybe I'm going to do a cookies and catalogs or something like that. So then this is May. And then next to that, I have June. So then I look at June and I say, uh-oh, I don't have everything. Sorry, guys. It's wanting to fall off for some reason. But I don't have everything done the way I want it. Now, for this one, I know that I'm doing a party fest, okay? So that's still a party to me, but it's going to be on the 24th. I know what day I want it on, but I have no hostesses yet for it. And that's going to be like 5 different hostesses. So that's why it's still down here, and even though I know the date I want it on there, because I don't have anyone to get in there yet. But I have booked 3 parties. I know this is going to be, even though there's going to be more than 1 hostess, I'm still counting it as 4, and I still want 2 more. Do you see how that works? So this is a church thing. This is a thing for church. This is my worship team practice, my husband's birthday, different things like that that I put in. That blue thing there, that's our team picnic. So we're going to have a team picnic. So it's a kind of a get-together. And then July comes. And before you know it, we're going to be a conference. So you can see where that blue is taking up some of my month there. So I need to make sure that I can fill in. I only have 1 home party so far, so I still have 3. Now you notice I only have 3 because I made a conscious decision because I know that I have a big teacher bingo booked and my hostess of the month and different things like that. I'm going to do extra little probably green stickies this month because I'm gone for a while. And so I only am going to do 4 home parties because I don't need to do 6 because I know what else I'm basing that on. I highlighted my Ready, Set, Sell because it's pretty much the beginning of July is we're guesstimating, I think. I don't know if they've announced it, but I'm assuming that's when it is. And so I wanted to make sure that we have that in there. Here's the 4th of July. I really crossed out the whole weekend because I want to spend that with my family. That's a glass ball. I don't want to like do work. So I've worked around that. Does that make sense to everybody, the way that I've got it marked? Are there any questions about how I did it?
If anybody has questions, you can type it in the chat box, or you can even unmute yourself, I believe.
So Cheryl said, I just started asking for June and July parties. And of course, so as I have, sorry, my hair is crazy. As I have been doing this business for 6 years and 31 for 6 years and 31 years of direct sales, I know that I need to be working in that 3 months. I have parties, in the fall because I have hostesses that I have that come back to me all the time. You may be new. You want to really focus in that 3 to 4, maybe 6 weeks now. Don't book 3 months out. Only book July when Susie tells you no for now. If you can get her in July, book her. But you're going to focus in to fill in as much as you can, in the first, 6 weeks, I would say. And yes, glass balls you answered that one. That's for your family. Yes. So anything else? Any other questions about it?
Alyssa asked how many months out do you do at a time? Ashley answered 3 months at a time. So I think 3 months is the perfect time.
Yes, 3 months is good to look at. And again, you can do a seasonal 6 months, catalog. And, if you have hostesses like I do, one of my green stickies is a hostess appreciation because I have past hostesses. If you're new, you don't have that yet, but eventually you will. I have parties booked throughout the rest of the year. So when I get to that calendar, I already have 1 or 2 or 3, whatever I can put in there. But then the newer bookings will come to that. But looking at 3 months is probably what I would say is what you really want to focus on. Looking 4 to 6 weeks up to 3 months.
And vendor events, what are you classifying them under, Annette?
Vendor events are what I call the business building. That's going to be like a green sticky. So I may get orders, I may not, I may get bookings, whatever. It's about getting my name out there. It's about trying to build future business. So I don't count on it as an actual, money maker, so to speak. And it's okay because you're going to do those sometimes too. So yes, Sarah, you're right. Fundraisers are also business builders, correct? Yes, because especially if you're donating your commission, that type of thing. What are you laughing at?
I'm an idiot.
You what?
I have great ideas I'm typing to everyone, but I'm just typing them to Dana. I didn't change the messaging.
I'm like, I've told her like twice. Change it to
You guys are so goofy. This is why we love each other, because we're all this goofy.
Gosh, sorry, girls. Woo!
Sorry.
So what are your great ideas? Can you post them again to everyone?
I just said that it's a great idea to get in the habit of planning 3 months ahead now, and it's especially important now that we're doing Dream Rewards. Why not plan that far out and get yourself in the habit of that so that you're not caught at the beginning of the month going, I don't have anything, I don't have enough.
Absolutely. You are absolutely right. And as Christmas comes and the holidays come and you want to maybe step up a little bit because you want to have some extra sales and that kind of stuff, you definitely want to be looking a little bit further down. But, here's if I can give you one tip, and I'll leave you with this. Take care of this month. It was some great advice that I got years ago. Take care of the month you're in, and the next month will take care of itself. If you're doing what you're supposed to be doing at your parties and that kind of stuff, you make sure you get bookings now, and you will get bookings for next month. If you start focusing too far ahead, you're going to shoot yourself in the foot. You're going to have little tiny paychecks all the time. You want to make sure you do what you can in the immediate, 4 to 6 weeks in that month you're working. And then once you get bookings, you'll get bookings. Because if you got a booking, you can get a booking. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Thanks, Annette.
Awesome. You're welcome.
Well, if they think of other questions, we can take them at the end.
Sure.
Oh, wait. Do you want to answer Christy's real quick? Have about 30 customers that I know you can read. Sorry.
It's okay. And none of them have been interested in Hostess of the Month. What can I do? Christy, how long have you been in the business? How long have you been with 31?
She joined in December.
So end of December. Okay, so that's the first little red flag I would say, because you are brand new. I always tell my girls, if you can wait at least 6 months, but maybe a year before you're actually in the business, before you actually start taking away from your home parties, because you want to take a home party over a Hostess of the Month. The Hostess of the Month are those people that are just like crazy about the product and they want to order every single month. So I would definitely work on that later. Build your party base first. If you really think you want to do but I can't get those either. I was trying to do this since they didn't want to do home parties. Well, yeah, you can do that as an alternative, but have no fear because Kristen is going to give you some really good ideas because the best thing is that you can have your own party and she's going to show you how to do your own party. So, oh, good job, Sarah. That's right. So sometimes it takes a little bit of time to get a hostess of the month. And sometimes it's not for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
I had some really good ones and then I had some really poo-pooey ones and I stopped because I thought this is more hassle than it's worth. I just started again. So, we'll give a future training. Maybe we'll talk about more in depth on how to get that. Does that sound okay?
Yep, absolutely. All right, Kristen, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. Hold on.
Annette, did you say where you got your calendar from?
I got it from Staples. It was $20 and I actually cut it. And the reason I cut it is because 3 individual, it's easy to move the first,
Right.
that one and go. When it was all connected, you would erase that first month and it would be out of order. You can use a basic calendar. So
These I got for $6 at Walmart. I haven't
Yes.
put my stickies on them yet.
so you
They
can,
already had the calendar on them for $6.
no, you
Um,
write them in.
you just write it. It's a white. So I wrote them in, and then it's magnet, and I've got them hung up by Velcro. So
But the lines were already there, or
the
no?
lines were already there. Yep.
Okay.
For $6.
You can get those anywhere. Target, Staples, Office Depot, wherever. They range in prices. But I'm going to tell you, I don't know, Kristen, you may have done this, but the paper ones are fine too. If you get just a regular paper one, who cares if it's dry erase? Really, because you're just moving stickies, so it doesn't matter. Throw the stupid dollar calendar away, so it doesn't matter.
I just printed them out and stuck them to my bulletin board. I could not find anything that I wanted or loved, and I was getting hung up on the calendar, and so I had to move on and just print. And I found some cute ones on Pinterest, free printables, and I did that.
Anything. works.
Analysis paralysis is like when you're stuck because you can't figure out which one to do.
Right.
Or it's that perfection thing. Yeah, it's better to do it than to not do it. So, okay, I'll shut up now. I'll mute myself.
Okay. Go, Kristen, go.
Okay, so I am going to tell you a little bit about something that I've been doing for a while, not knowing that that's what it was, and that we learned more about last weekend at Lead Her. So it's called Be Your Own Booking. And I know that we've heard that, and we always think, okay, I'm going to host a party. But that's not necessarily what it entails. So going along with what Annette is saying, where you're planning your season out, you want to look at what you have coming up. So do you have Father's Day coming up? Do you have graduations coming up? Do you have 4th of July? Do you have, what is it that you have coming up? And you want to think about some things that you can do around those themes. Doesn't cost you anything, but you might do a special for 4th of July. Maybe you're going to do military, free shipping for military, or firefighters, EMTs, and police officers, something like that. And you can be your own booking. When you're really looking at how we break it down, we have 3 types of parties, right? We have catalog parties, we have home parties, and we have online or Facebook parties. And on each of those things, you can have a hostess or you can be the hostess. So that really now is 6 kinds of parties, right? So we have hostess or self for home parties. We have hostess or self for catalog parties, and hostess or self for online and Facebook parties. And when you're looking at that, you can, what I had been doing, which is what I said, I had been doing it and not really knowing that that's what I was doing. I try not to get a retail order and submit it as a retail order. So if I have a retail order that comes in, that automatically sparks my mind like, okay, I'm not going to close this until I have $200. Now, sometimes I'm successful and I end up with $300 or $400 in just orders that are coming in from my VIP page or someone that I'm making contact with, not at a party. And other times I don't. I'm not saying that 100% of the time I never submit a retail order. That's not it at all. But for example, I just had someone who sent me an order and said, I'd love to put this on someone else's party. Well, I didn't have any open parties at the time. It was a $127 order. How much work would it have been for me to close the party? Probably would have taken, or close the order, 5 or 10 minutes, submit it, check their personalization, I was done. I took an extra 20 minutes and contacted a few of the girls that I knew were interested. And in 20 minutes, I had enough to close it as a party. Now, on some of those times, I'm the hostess. I take the hostess rewards. I'm using them for giveaways or things that the hostess rewards I'm using for giveaways or things that I might be doing or coming up. But I also like to reward my VIPs with that as well. So sometimes I will get 5 nail files, and then my VIPs maybe that placed an order might get an extra nail file or something like that. The point of this is, do not think that because you're hearing no one is interested in hosting a party, that you can't submit sales and that you can't be successful. For a long time, for probably about a year and a half, I was really struggling with home parties here in my location in Texas. There are different parts of the country that are more prone to home parties than not. And I was finding that the group of people I was in, mostly moms my own age, they were all too busy. And when they said they were too busy, I could verify that they were too busy because I was in the same boat. I didn't have an evening to give up where I could kick my family out, and I had to be creative. Annette is always telling me, change your circle, change your seat, find somewhere else that you can get some contact. So one of the quick little ideas that I want to leave you with was something that I honestly had not thought of, and I feel like it was so obvious, and I'm not sure why I hadn't thought of it. But Brandy Black shared this. She said, I'm a baseball mom, and I always am at baseball. So I'm always with other baseball moms. I don't know dance moms. I don't know cheer moms. So she said, why not? It occurred to her one day, why not approach one of the cheer moms that she's at least familiar with, and you don't ask for a party, but you just say, I'm really trying to expand my network. I would love to provide the coach's gift for your team this season. If I could, in exchange, give you some catalogs for you to pass around at practice next week. Well, how easy of a concept is that? She's taking herself out of her normal circle. She's not calling it a party. She's not doing anything like that, but she's expanding that circle, providing a coach's gift like a large utility tote or something that says coach on it. But she's getting, in effect, she's making her own booking without calling it a booking or without calling it a party. Is that making sense? Hopefully. Okay. And then a few of the other things that I wanted to talk about. Don't think just holidays. So when we're talking about graduation coming up, why not do a dorm and decor party and grab one of the girls who's going off to college, grab her and her mom and say, hey, I would love to treat you guys, to a special party, blah, 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 or special event, whatever it is. I would love for you to invite your girlfriends that are, going off to college, and I would love to help you get some really cute stuff for your dorm. So think beyond the actual holiday to how you can be of service to the ladies that you're coming into contact with, because the reason that everyone is giving that they can't do a party is because they're so busy. Offer them a service. And it doesn't matter if you're always the hostess. That could be the case for a while until you get that network going. But the home parties are out there, and eventually someone is going to hold on or grab onto what you have, and they're going to say, oh, I would love for my friends to see this. And that's your cue to say, I would love to show your friends, and let's meet at Starbucks, or let's meet at fill in the blank. I think that we get so stuck on a home party being at someone's home that we forget that we can have that party to go experience somewhere else outside of a home, and it still is a home party. You're still getting the new customers in touch who can, in a place where they can touch and feel the products that you have, see how cute it looks on them, see how the crossbody hangs and things like that. Okay. Questions? Does that help?
I'm reading one. Do you see that?
I do. So my sister is a consultant for Pink Zebra. I don't know what Pink Zebra is. That's interesting. Is it okay or normal to do a combined party? Annette said yes.
Yep.
Yes. Party where you are. Ball field. Yes. Oh, that stuff. Awesome. There's something new every day.
There is. Any other questions, guys, for Kristen? Good job.
And did I leave anything out, Annette?
Well, two things. First of all, as far as like the combined party, one of the things that you do have to understand is like, I'd rather you do a combined party than not do a party.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
However, if I have $50 to spend, do I spend it with you or with Pink Zebra? That's what your customers are thinking. So your sales are going to be a lot smaller. So I tend to not do that. My exception is that it's when there's 3 or 4 things and it's a big giant like type thing at the holidays, not any other time. But that's just something that I would,
Think about.
Yeah, we have you think about before you do it. But here, if that's the only party you got, girlfriend, do it.
Mm-hmm.
If your customer asks to have a double party, you're going to do what you're going to do. And guess what? If you get a booking, then there you go. Then it's off and running. So what you do now, you have to think about this. Do I have 0 parties on my book? I'm going to do whatever it takes. If I have 5 parties and I only need 1, I'm going to be more in control where I can say, no, I don't want to do that. So I hope that helps. So, but that's the one thing. The other thing, Kristen, is do you have your list that you could give a couple other like monthly type things so that you can tell them like, because like Brandy Black shared that you could do a party every single month and it's totally different every month, but there's some really good seasonal type things. Like for instance, the breast cancer awareness is in October. Yeah. So do some kind of a pink blah, blah thing. So there's a list of those. Can you share a few of those?
Yeah, I'm happy to. So hopefully I'll go in as much of order as I can. So January, the idea is an organizing workshop. Annette and I both did this in January and it was very successful. February, a Super Bowl party. Let me see, a seasonal launch party. You know you're going to have that twice a year. Hopefully you're already planning on that. And that is a home party. That is one of your home parties. So move that sticky up for February and for August. Let me see. In January and July, you can do a last chance first glance. So last chance to get in on the retiring products, first glance, or Annette sometimes does a book to look. So if you book a party that day, then you can look at the new catalog and then gets them all excited. In April, May, and June, that was when I was talking about the dorm and decor party. I love that idea because it honestly had not dawned on me. I guess because I'm not in that world, I thought graduations, yes, of course I'll buy a graduation gift. But hello, these girls and guys really need some stuff to get them organized at the dorm or for a new apartment. Let me see. Mother's Day, of course, in April. A husband's shopping day in November. Teacher appreciation, which we can talk about at a different time. You can do a bingo or a group or team party during the first few days of July to work on Ready, Set, Sell. Of course, holiday stop and shop. That's something that I always do the first weekend in December. And I do a multi-vendor one here in my home. And I invite all of my friends who are direct sales and we invite all of our contacts and everybody comes and shops. You can do a gift-a-palooza anytime. Annette can tell you more about that. And I'm trying to think of what else. Oh, the other thing I was going to say that can be a business builder, but it can also be a self-party or a booking for you is when you're talking about the business ambush, just something as simple as bringing your local dentist. You could start with someone you know if that is your comfort zone. It is mine. I like to start with somebody I know and try it on, let them be my guinea pigs. And taking catalogs and coffee or catalogs and donuts or, whatever it is you'd like to take over. And then saying, no strings attached I'll come back on Friday and see how y'all did. And if anybody would like to place an order, I'll be here to pick up orders on Friday. So that's just another quick little thing that I forgot to mention. Oh, fundraisers. Last thing. Fundraisers. I have girls on my team who are very successful with fundraisers. Annette DeSanto is also very successful with fundraisers. Dana Tracy, very successful with fundraisers. Ashley, I don't know if you and I have talked about fundraisers. It's not something that is my expertise, but I want you to not shy away from those and think that you can't do it, because we have girls who can walk you through that if that's something you're interested in. But here's what I will say. Don't let your personal booking every month be a fundraiser. As far as I'm raising money for breast cancer this month, and then next month you're raising money for autism, and then the next month you're raising money. Your fundraisers should be that a hostess or a contact has contacted you and asked you to help them raise money for that. And that should be something that you're not bombarding your VIP group with all of the time. Does that make sense?
Yes, and I agree. Once or twice a year.
Yes.
That it's something that's near to your heart that you want to do, then absolutely. Like this last year, my husband takes the dog to the nursing home. So we did the little caddies. We did adopt a grandparent because that's near and dear to our hearts. But we did it once.
Yes.
Fall, and we'll do it once again. But I'm not going to do it every month to wear out our VIPs. Basically,
Right.
is what we do.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Good job,
That's all we
Kristen.
have.
Awesome, Kristen.
Miss
And you
Ashley, are you ready to
said you
share?
do.
You're yawning. Yes, you do. And the girls are cracking up with us. This is the normal four of us. Like, we're like this all the time.
Ashley had to go vote today.
Okay, are you unmuted? Are you unmuting yourself?
I'm unmuted.
All right.
I voted, but it doesn't really matter.
What? I know.
Matter.
Yeah,
Well, just drink the
I know.
tea. Drink the tea. No.
that's right.
In case you're not watching, Ted Cruz dropped out of the race.
I know. I saw.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I don't have like a ton because, well, Kristen and Annette just got back from Lead Her, so they have like tons of awesome, great ideas. I'm just going to talk a little bit about, Dana, are you talking more about booking or no?
If you don't cover it, I'll talk. I won't talk very long. So.
You're going to fill in my gaps. That's good. I always need a gap filler. Okay. So I'm just going to, I'm just sitting here thinking, how am I going to book my May and June? Because, well, I want to blow up June because the medium utility tote sale, are you kidding? It's going to be amazing.
Mm-hmm.
But I just have lots of things that I want to get done this summer. And so that's what I love about direct sales is that I can just up my sales and I'll make more money. So it's up to me how much money I make, and I want to make a lot. So I'm going to book a whole bunch of parties and drive my husband crazy. So the first thing that I'll do to start is that I will just send texts out. I will text probably 50 to 60 people. And what I usually say is, hey, I'm trying to get 2 more home parties for May. Would you be interested in hosting one for me? And people like to help you when they know that you need something. So you have to ask. If I just went with what I have right now and I didn't ask anyone, my husband would be like, seriously, we need some money. So you need to get off your butt and do something. So that's where I'm going to start. The other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to follow up with anyone who has made a purchase with me in the last 6 months if I haven't followed up with them consistently like I should be. So I'll go back and look in my paperwork because I have everything written down. And I'm not going to ask them to book a party. I'm going to follow up with them like I would and just make sure they're liking their product, just kind of starting the conversation. So something that brings me back a lot of business is I try to make sure that when I know somebody has made a comment that they really like a product, that I ask them about it, or that I make sure they know when it comes on sale. And the other thing I think is people know that I'm crazy, so they feel comfortable around me because they know that I'm a lunatic. So, and you get what you get. Like Annette was putting on her lipstick. Ashley ain't wearing no lipstick. Ashley's not wearing any eye makeup. I did blow dry my hair today, so you guys should feel extra special.
Whoop.
I know. I came from a softball game, though, so you can't really tell.
You're beautiful.
Okay, so the other thing that I do to really get my sales up, and I don't want you guys to rely on this, and I don't want it to take away from your home parties, because home parties are where you get your repeat business, but I have a lot Between my husband and I, we just kind of know a lot of people because I'm from the area that I live in my whole life, as well as every fourth cousin in my family. So I just know lots and lots of people. And I have a lot of people who only want to shop with me on Facebook. I don't know why. Like there's a couple girls that I went to high school with that I don't really ever talk to, that whenever I do something in my Facebook group, they buy. There's a couple girls that I used to work with that they just want to buy from my Facebook group. I've asked them to book parties. They don't want to book parties. So something in May is this is May. April's the first month that I didn't get it accomplished. I wanted to do like a graduation Mother's Day gift buying event, and I ran out of time because of softball. But every other month, January, February, March, I did an event, and I scheduled it within my Facebook group so that to go to the event, they had to be in my customer shopping group. And I always make it like, not like a competition, but like things are posting quickly and you have to be there for that hour to see what's going to happen and things like that. And those have consistently been $800 to $1,000 for me, which I have a lot of people in my group. I know a lot of people, but I think that's something that I will put on my calendar every month, some kind of Facebook event. So kind of like what Kristen was talking about, being your own hostess, but then I'm also going to do a Facebook one every month also, some kind of event. So that's where I'm going to start. Hopefully you learned something. It wasn't as big as the other two.
Anybody have any questions for Miss Ashley? I think those are great ideas. And I'll just say too, like Ashley, for those of you who are newer on the call, just think about this. Ashley's been in the business a lot longer, so her Facebook customer group is a lot bigger. So that's why she's having these big sales. It doesn't happen overnight. You don't just magically become a consultant, do a Facebook group, and then poof, you've got 500 people in there and everybody's going to buy from you. So, right?
Yeah, it's consistently the same people that buy. So there's 4 or 5 people that every event I do, they're spending $30 to $40. And then there's a few just kind of random shift-ins. So yeah, but shoot for a $200. I mean, if you do a Facebook event and you get $200 in sales, it's like, what? I didn't even have to do anything. And I also schedule everything on SendShare or Hootsuite is free. What are some, I don't know what all the free ones are because I pay for SendShare.
Yeah.
There's free ones that can help you do that too.
Yes, there are.
And one thing I just want to say really quickly, Ashley did not say that she was posting anything on her page, on her personal page. It was all being done through private message, text message, and through her closed VIP group for the people who want to see her information. And I think especially right now, I'm not dogging any other businesses, but not everyone is running their businesses the way 31 has trained us to run ours. And that is, I think, kind of playing into the feeling of direct sales oversaturation on Facebook. But if you will be consistent with what you do and do it the right way, not only will you grow your customer base, but you're going to keep the customers who are already buying from you, you're going to keep them loyal to you because you're not hounding them all the time. What Ashley was talking about is she's being very strategic with who she is talking to and asking about posting and asking about purchasing and et cetera. So just wanted to call that out.
Yeah, and if you need to grow your Facebook group, like if you know me, you know that I hate Facebook, actually. Like if you're friends with me on Facebook, you're like, is this girl alive? Because she never
We're never on.
It's true. Like I don't ever post on Facebook. I don't even have the app on my phone. I only have the groups app and the Messenger app on my phone. So if you tag me on something on regular Facebook, I'm not going to see it.
Right.
But if you're trying to add
search parties,
what?
we do send out search parties sometimes.
We do.
Ashley?
Ashley, are you alive? Are you? Send me a text message, okay? What I was going to say was if you're trying to grow your customer group, then when I do these events, because I do them inside my group. So if I do door prize. So comment below with who you invited to the event and you'll be entered another time to go to the door prize. So then that gets girls adding their friends into my group. Mm-hmm. Now, when you do that, though, Facebook, it tracks how many people like the things that you post in your group. So if you're adding all these people, but then they're not paying attention, then you just have to consciously go in, like I'm getting ready to do that in my group right now. I said, you have to like one of my posts between now and such a date, or I'm removing you from my group. So it's kind of a clean out process, because if I don't know how many people in my group, I haven't looked, but if I have 300 people in my group and only 4 people are liking things, then Facebook isn't going to be putting my things into their newsfeed. So you kind of have to keep that. But it is a good way that you could get a new customer. Somebody could invite somebody, and I've had that happen, and then they buy something, and I'm like, oh yeah, and then I put my pretty little tag on it when I take it to them, and they're like, Ashley Coleman's so cool.
Ashley Coleman is so cool.
She is so cool. Thanks, Ash.
And referrals, it's very huge to get bookings. So when you that order referral can turn into a booking so quickly. I mean, we downplay the whole referral thing, but it's huge. And it could be as simple as somebody seeing something, or somebody, on your Facebook page, whatever. So it's just one of those things.
Yeah, I was going to say about referrals. So this is kind of about bookings, but kind of not. So I post referrals. I don't post them that often in my customer group, but I do make sprinkles about referrals in there. And I have had 2 referrals in the last month from the same person. And guess what? She's getting $10 in free stuff from me. Well, $10 gift certificate, but I don't actually pay for it until she redeems it. Well, she got $10. She's saving for the New Day tote. She knows it's on special this month. Well, guess what? My newest consultant that just joined up on May 1st is another referral from her. So, and she's in some mommy group that she's like, all these people are wanting to be a part of 31. And so she's just sending people to me. So I'm just grateful that I'm just sprinkling that stuff. So it's really, Jackie, I know Jackie said how to do referrals, just ask. One of the things, I don't want to keep us on here too long because I do want to give like a minute or so for questions, but the last thing I'll just say about this is like when Ashley was saying, or even when Annette or Kristen were talking, is I want you guys, if, we don't have a magical formula for bookings. There is no magical formula. There is no magical script. There's no magical text. There's no magical red stamp. There's no magical anything to this business. We are a relationship business on a relation trip. Get that? How about that? And so basically, when I was sending out my, I shared with my team a little red stamp I'd created, and I was sending it out to people on Friday. And they say, if you're looking for bookings, to ask on Friday because people are less stressed. So if you're going to follow up with people, do it either Thursday night, possibly Friday at any point, or even over the weekend because people are less stressed. Now they're super busy. So if they're not responding, don't take that as no, they don't ever want to talk to you. You've just got to follow up with them again. But one thing I really thought about was I have to put myself in those people's shoes. We have a lot of direct sales friends out there, and a lot of people are using scripted things that if I got something and it sounded too scripted and they didn't ask me how my puggle was, or how the woodworking business is going, or how is my brand new niece, like I would think they're just trying to get a party and they really don't care about me. So when we're asking for bookings, guys, we have to put ourselves in their shoes. Like ask them how their kids are. Ask them how life is. Start that conversation first, and then say, hey, I've been thinking, I'm wanting to try a live Facebook event. Would you be my hostess and invite your friends? And I'm going to be live. The live feature is now available to everyone. That's a way, if you don't feel like you can get into someone's home, you could be live on Facebook with somebody in California or in, Texas or Florida or wherever. We should just do a live Facebook event. So that's just another idea for you guys. And then finally, the other thing I was going to say was I do when you get a booking, you got to book more parties, right? Because we don't want to be calling and texting and asking for bookings. So I have a little booking incentive that I've been doing. And so this is the final thing I'll share with you is I set these out. I've been buying extra customer specials. Now, some of you may say, well, I don't have extra money to buy customer specials. Okay, go buy a cute folder at the Dollar Tree, wrap it in some ribbon, and set them around the room. And attach a cute little pin, like the fat little cute pins you can get at Michael's, and offer them as some type of booking incentive. But this is my hostess packet, and this is the tall organizing tote, and so they get this all together if they pick this date as their party. And so off they go with it, and then they get to keep it. So it doesn't mean it's going to work for everyone, but we have to come up with an idea when we have that one harm party to have more parties. So I could go on and on. I know my team knows I'm long-winded. So I'm not reading all these comments. Are you guys?
Yeah, it was a good idea Krista was talking about.
Keep in contact with someone who may be saying no or not right now. Yeah, by asking that if that person has a friend who might be interested in hosting at this point in time. It will probably get that person to the party of their friend. And then guess what? Probably encourage her to host her own because she saw it work. Exactly. And if you guys have no parties, summer is the best time to host your own. And if you don't want to host a party, I know Tara's on here. She was. Host a VIP appreciation event where you're not, I know we all want sales and we all want all the stuff, but I hosted one in February and it's carried me through all the way through the end of May. And I just wanted to appreciate my customers. And I had 5 people come. I did not have a room full. I had 5 people come, but because of those bookings and the bookings I've got at their parties, I'm now booked through the end of May. And so I just showed appreciation. So
it only takes one well-connected hostess to start your entire business, to start it or start it over. And if you don't have one, be one.
Yep.
Just whatever, take an idea and go with it. Do an ice cream party. How much does ice cream and toppings really cost for you? So invite everybody to a good old-fashioned ice cream social, and you can tell them, bring us topping, a sprinkle, whatever, and your name will be entered to go into a drawing for a blah, blah, blah. And you have a $10 or $20 item that you have extra sitting around. And just have a big ice cream party. Don't try to get a bunch of sales. Get sales if they give you sales, great. But if not, it's all about the bookings.
Start with those. Start with those relationships at that appreciation event. Like Tara just said, she had 5 or 6 come and she got 3 parties booked from it. Home parties, girls. These aren't catalog and these are home parties. I know Annette said ice cream, flip-flops. You can get them for $1. They're super cute at the Dollar Tree. People will drive to Old Navy for $1 flip-flops. So, we had a flip-flop appreciation event. Some of my girls and I did last summer, and it was so successful. We had a line out the door because we were giving away a free pair of flip-flops if they had RSVP'd. So, and that was more about getting sales that night. We got some bookings and maybe one possible recruit, but do it.
Okay, I gotta share. So this is great. Okay, so here's the thing. So we're talking about being intentional. Don't make fun of me, Ashley. So we're talking about being intentional. Stop! So here's the thing. You've got your 3 months you're looking. Take a quick glance and look. So at the end of this summer, when the flip-flops go on clearance, that's when you're thinking for next year, hey, that worked this year. I'm going to do it next year. Now I'm going to buy up all the clearance flip-flops that are a quarter or 50 cents and put them in a large utility tote for next year's flip-flop event and do that. So be strategic about what you're going to do. Once you start mapping your calendar out, you're going to know every fall I do with this. Every February I do with this, whatever, and just map it out. And then every year you could say, wow, I've got 5 or 6 parties this year without even thinking about it because I know that I'm going to do these annual things. So
one thing that I'll tell you really fast, I don't know if anybody else has tried it, but last summer I had a great July because I did finally do a fundraiser that was really close to my heart. And that was great for July, but that fundraiser did not get me bookings for moving into August and September. And so, of course, I came home from conference. I had Ready, Set, Sell. I had all these new products, but I had no parties. So I tried the product test group. I don't know if anybody has tried that. And I was my own hostess. I had everybody fill out a form saying which products they would like to test. And I divvied them up into, just for you, for your home, and for your family. Tried to give each person at least 2 items to take with them. I bought them coffee at Starbucks on a Saturday morning. They had to come there, pick up their products. They got to take them for a week. At the end of the week, I gave them like maybe free shipping or something. I did not give away a ton of cash or a huge discount or anything. Gave them a little something for trying it out. If they would like to purchase, that was great. They got a little bonus. If not, then they could just come back, bring me the products back on Sunday, and I bought them another cup of coffee. So I think total I spent like maybe $30 on the 2 coffee, one Saturday morning, one Sunday afternoon. And from that, similar to Dana's experience, I pretty much booked through my fall. So they were like, well, I love that Fashion Games, but even with free shipping, I can't afford that. Well, that's great because you can get it free at your party. Boom, booked a party for October. So just be creative. Ask us if you need more ideas. I don't want anyone to say, I cannot book a party to save my life, because we have options. We have tools, we have ideas to help you. I don't want anybody to feel like they're stuck. So I hope that you've had maybe some light bulbs come on, and maybe something. Not all of the things will work for everybody, but hopefully something will work for you. How many girls did you do it with, Kristen? I did it. I offered it to all of my VIPs, and I think I probably had about 10 actually show up to claim their stuff. Not everybody wanted a coffee. Some people brought 2 or 3 kids with them, and I bought everybody a Frappuccino. I had not said I wasn't buying for kids, so of course I bought for the kids. But I don't care. I mean, at that point, honestly, it's like Annette always says, sometimes you have to spend money to make money. I was more than happy to buy, 2 little kids a Frappuccino if it kept their mom happy and shopping with me. So.
Absolutely.
Okay, you're very sweet, and you said, I hope that you ladies got something out of this and this, that, and the other, and gave some ideas. What I want to say to you is, if I hear any of you, I've got your names written down here, if any of you say, I cannot book a party, I'm going to slap you when I see you. I'm not even kidding. Because there is no way, after those ideas that we've all shared, that you cannot find one party be the party. I mean, seriously. There's no reason. I think you all should raise your hand and say, I promise I'm never going to say I cannot get a party, because if you cannot get a party, you're not willing to get a party.
Let me
Be the party.
Let me just say too that the 4 of us are on each other's pages too, so we all see y'all.
Right.
Oh, somebody's got their hand raised. It's Ashley. Anybody have any questions? You can unmute yourself, or you can write it in the chat box if you're.
And Mike's waving at us in the background.
Stop it!
Oh, I thought mine.
Oh, that's Andrew. That's my kid.
I just saw the hand.
He doesn't have a shirt on and he's doing his muscles. So
It is not that kind of party.
No, I thought you meant my mic. I'm like, what? Anybody questions? Don't be scared. You can even join us on video if you want.
come on, do it. Come on.
I know we're over an hour, so if you need to get off, we could stay on here for like seriously 5 hours with each other. So, but we're just super excited. I'm going to shut the recording off so we don't like have it going on and on. But thanks for joining. But we'll